What's going on, people of Earth? It is the day before the 4th of July, 2021, and we're going to make something that I've never made before. Well, not made like this before. We're going to make some beef chitlins. You've heard of pork chitlins before. You know, they're made out of the cow intestines. We're going to make some beef, I'm sorry, the pig's intestines. We're going to make some beef chitlins this time now. And I guess you really can't call them chitlins because these are the tripe. These are the stomachs of the cow. So I guess we're going to call this. Let's think of a good name. We're going to call this beef maws. Beef maws, because you know hog maws are the stomachs of pigs. We're going to call these beef maws. So we'll name this video "Making Beef Maws" on July the 3rd. All right, I was at the little local Dorsey's supermarket, guys. If you live in the Alabama area near Oxford, Anniston, Dorsey's is a really good little supermarket. I know the owner of that store. But sometimes you can find things at Dorsey's and these little small independent grocery stores that you can't find at other grocery stores. And you look at the cost of it, it's not very much, $4.55, $6.95. Back when I was younger, you could buy these things for probably less than $1, you know, but now meat prices have gone up so high. So what we're going to do is we're going to unthaw these things and then we're going to show you how to put it together. All right, these things are thawed and they just don't look like a lot to me. So guess what I did? I went to the grocery store and I got some more. So we're going to thaw those out too. All right, now these cow maws are a little bit different than chitlins. You know, these right here, if you look at them, they look a little different. These have been bleached. That's part of the processing process, and so they're relatively clean. Matter of fact, I've only found one little area, which if you can see that right there, one little area that had a little piece of dirt on it since I've been going through them. But you can see that it's a tough type of material, so it's going to take a long time to clean these things. But you want to look them over, just make sure you have no type of foreign body, anything that looks dark, it looks like a piece of trash. You know, if you do see something like that, of course, you want to take it off. All right, these are pretty good. That's about all I got out of that right there. Not that you really wanted to see it, but that's all I got out of it. Now what we're going to do is what we're going to do now is we're going to cut them up into smaller pieces because that'll be less area to cook, and so they cook a little bit faster. We're just going to take the scissors here and just kind of cut them off into about 1-inch segments. And I'm not going to go through this whole thing, guys, because I don't want this to be a long video. All righty, we have cut up our, I want to say hog maws, but we've cut up our beef maws here into little individual pieces like here. And we're going to use the can cooker to boil these guys. The can cooker is it's just a stock pot pretty much, and what it does is it puts pressure. It's a little seal right here, puts pressure on whatever you're cooking in there, and it's got a little hole, little steam hole that kind of cooks the food a little bit faster. So you flip these little latches like this, and it just kind of cooks them fast. Now I haven't mentioned any types of spices yet, because all we're going to do right now is just kind of boil these for an hour to let some of the fat come off. I don't believe in taking off all the fat. I've seen videos where people take off the fat, and I think that's what gives the food the flavor, makes it cook better. So maybe I'm wrong, but mine always comes out good. Alrighty, we just want to put the water in there till it's just barely over this here. And what we're going to do here is going to put this on, latch it down. And then when the steam starts coming out of this little vent right here, y'all, we're going to lower the cooking. You shouldn't have to go up any higher than medium. And the slower you cook it, the faster it cooks. So again, we're going to cook this for about an hour. All right, y'all. Once it starts steaming like this, you turn your heat down. It was on medium. You turn your heat down to the lowest possible level that you can have where it keeps on steaming, not stinging. And then we're going to let that go for about an hour. All right, it's been a little bit more than an hour. I was looking at something on television and time got away from me. So what we're going to do, you can see all that fat there at the top. We're going to pour all that off, and we're going to cook it in our spices now. Alrighty, these are going to be the spices that we're putting in our our maws here, our cow maws, our beef maws. We're going to have some onion powder, some Italian seasoning, cayenne pepper. You have to have, in my opinion, some hot sauce, guys. Mustard powder, have some Creole Magic, which is a combination of spices, apple cider vinegar. Try to say that fast. You've got to have some of that as well too in these maws. Garlic powder, a little bit of chicken bouillon, and we're going to have some paprika. We've cut up one large onion and one large bell pepper. All right, as far as the spice levels are concerned, I've got a heaping teaspoon of everything except for maybe the cayenne pepper. I don't have a heaping teaspoon of that. I don't have a heaping teaspoon of the mustard as well. I've got of the salt itself, I've got 2 teaspoons of the Creole Magic salt, and I've got that's about a teaspoon of that chicken stock, that chicken bouillon. We're just going to pour that in here. Going to put our onions in there and our garlic, our bell peppers. I can't talk tonight. I need a beer. I hadn't even had one yet. Usually I've had a beer when I'm making this kind of stuff, but I hadn't had one tonight, so maybe I need one after the week I've had. Then we're going to put some hot sauce in here. And guys, you got to have hot sauce. Let me make sure I got the camera good view. You got to have hot sauce, and you really cannot overdo it. So this is going to be about 3 tablespoons full of hot sauce. Now you may want to cut back on the vinegar a little bit because this has the mother in this, so you got to kind of shake it. You only probably want to put maybe about the same amount, 3 tablespoons. And then we're going to stir it. We're going to top this off with water, and then we're just going to boil it till it's tender, guys. I can't tell you how much time that's going to take because I don't know. I've never done this one before, but we're gonna check it about every hour and a half or so. And if it's like regular maws, it's going to take about 4 hours. We don't want that to come off. That goes in here. And again, you just want the water to kind of top it like that right there. Do like you did before. Put your top on. Start it off on about medium or so. And then once it starts venting through this little hole right here, you turn it down. All right, it's been about an hour and a half. We'll do our first check, and I know if these were pork, it wouldn't be done yet. Ouch, that steam is hot. Would not be done yet if this was pork. But let's just give it a check here. Smells good. You know, it didn't have that distinct smell like chitlins have when you smell them all throughout the house. But they are getting tender. And that was stupid. That was really stupid. All right, let's see here. You want to see if you can stick a fork through them pretty easily, and they're not going through real easily. So we're going to come back. We'll let this cook for about another hour and a half, and then we'll check back in. Alrighty, it's been another hour and 30 minutes. And I think these things are cooking a little bit faster than the hog maws and stuff. So we're gonna test them and see if they're ready. And it's been 3 hours or so. Hopefully they're ready. We'll see. All right, let me show you what I do to test them. I test them by taking a fork and cutting through them to see if they're tender, which they're tender, but are they chewy? They're still a little bit chewy, but these are edible. Now, some folks like to have theirs at this level. I like mine to be a little bit more tender, so we're going to cook those a little bit longer. But one thing I can say for sure, guys, they are delicious. Seriously, I'm still going to have to season them a little bit, but they are delicious. All right, folks, these things were probably ready in about 4 hours. I cooked them for about 3.5 hours last night, and they were already tender, and they're tender now, I'm sure, because I got up this morning and started them again, and they look super tender right now. And that was probably 3 hours ago. So these things are literally cooked for about 6 or 7 hours. I left them on the stove last night, not on, but in the hot juices, so that helped to tenderize them as well too. So I know they're good now. We're going to taste them and see. All right. So we look at them here, and they're tender. You know, I don't think you're ever going to get these things as tender as hog chitlins. But they're tasty. You do need to add some seasoning to them, because we're going to have to take them out and really re-season these things, because they're just not seasoned enough. You can taste the flavor in them, but they're not seasoned enough. Put some hot sauce, put some Lowry seasoning salt on it. Oh yeah, that's what makes the taste right there. So again, see, that one right there was super tender. So they're never going to be as tender as hog maws. But as far as cow maws are concerned, these things are delicious, y'all. Again, pot them up with some potato salad, some rice, or some mashed potatoes, some coleslaw, and you'll have a great meal. So thanks for watching, guys. A new way to cook some cow chitlins or some cow maws. They came out good. I'm going to enjoy them. Happy 4th of July. Peace. All right, guys, I kind of left you hanging. Even though these things were through, I emptied them out, and I drained all the seasoning off of them, but they're not seasoned enough. So I wanted to show you the complete picture here. So what I've done is I've pulled them off of the liquid that they were in. And you got to add some more, you know, I've tasted them, and you got to add some more salt to them to make them taste better. Now, you don't really have to cut them up anymore. They're cut up enough. But what I normally do is I'll add some more hot sauce for sure. And then I will season as I need it. Now, you can put more seasoning. You can put more hot sauce on it after you get them done. But I definitely will add more seasoning to it. This is just a little bit of Lowry seasoning salt here. And then we're just going to, I had a little bit of oil at the bottom of this pan. That is, that was avocado oil with a combination of coconut. It's got another kind of oil in there. And you're just going to warm these things up. Now, the only thing about these and chitlins, they don't get as tender as chitlins. So they're a little bit more chewy, but they're still good flavor-wise. I mean, they still remind you of eating an organ like a chitlin or maw and things like that. So it's a real good meal. So we're going to put it on top of some rice, and this stuff will be done in just a second. Alrighty, after you let them cook in there and you get them seasoned the way you want it seasoned, you can get you some rice and just take your little spoonful, put it directly over your rice like that, and you got yourself a nice little afternoon meal. Now this, again, this is organ meat, y'all. You know, it ain't especially the healthiest type of meat to eat, but it's a good little treat for yourself, you know. I usually don't eat chitlins, but about maybe 2 or 3 times a year, and I just happen to see these in the store. So that's what you got, and that was the whole experience right there. Hopefully I didn't make the video too long, and I know some folks are not going to like eating this whatsoever just because of what it is. But for those of you that do like it, maybe you'll try it and see if you want to give it a go next time you make a special meal for those that like to eat this type of food. Anyway, happy 4th of July. Peace.